Have you ever looked at a big doll or a robot that looks almost like a person and felt creeped out? That's the uncanny valley. The term was created by Japanese roboticist Masahiro Mori in 1970. He found that the more a robot looks like a person, the more we like it, until it looks too human but not quite perfect. At that point, it starts to make us uncomfortable. With this term, a graph was created. At the start of the graph, we like things that are clearly non-human, like toys. But when things look too much like people, but something is off, our feelings drop sharply. That's the uncanny valley. However, if the robot becomes completely perfect, our feelings go back up. Let's take a closer look at this graph. At the beginning, we can picture classic toys for kids that literally say, "I'm just a piece of plastic and I have no feelings." Next, we start rising to slightly more realistic and, therefore, more sympathetic objects, like a Roomba or its smarter sibling, the food delivery robot. This is our first step towards successful interaction. At the highest point before the upcoming drop, we have more realistic objects. We can imagine Atlas the robot or Pixar characters here. These characters can move, but they still don't look quite human. They're at the peak of our graph, making us happy, until disaster strikes. Then we take a sharp dive into the uncanny valley. On the way down, we encounter characters from the Polar Express and Ugly Sonic. This zone tells you that everything will be fine, but when you see their smiles, you just know it's not true.
Not me. Let's go find that.
And here we are, the absolute uncanny valley. Realistic robots that appear human and people who don't look quite human. Everything seems as it should, but something feels off. We're in a creepy state of confusion. But we can breathe again, because we're on our way out. Here we only find Lady Gaga forgetting that she's human. Again. Finally, we're back. We've returned to humanity. Some scientists think this is related to how these figures remind us of sick or dead people, which scares us. Others say it's an evolutionary instinct that helped us recognize danger. Another example related to the uncanny valley is the flashed face distortion effect. This shows how sensitive we are to facial details. When faces switch quickly, normal features can look distorted. When the brain processes faces, it tries to find patterns quickly, which can lead to an exaggerated perception of small differences. On the other hand, when we flip the eyes and mouth on a face upside down, the brain focuses on the overall shape and pattern. Even if the features are flipped, the overall impression can stay acceptable until there are too many obvious oddities. This shows that the brain can sometimes overlook details if the big picture remains recognizable. But if the oddities become too clear, it can cause a feeling of unease, which aligns with the concept of the uncanny valley.